Alrighty guys, now you guys should look something like this. You've got your front cover, you've got your next couple of pages, and the next, and the next, and the next, and the next. And that's basically how the book should look about now. Okay, now then, we're just going to do a simple straight pocket on one side of the page and a corner trim on the other. We're just going to do these very basic, guys. So let's go ahead again and measure our paper here. And this one here of mine is at 3 1/4. So whatever width your paper is, you're going to want to go it by an inch for your pockets. So we're just going to come in here on our cutter right here at 1 inch. If you're using a little shard like me, make sure you hold that in there really good and then cut. And then again, mine was at 3 1/4. So we'll go ahead and cut that off. And then what we're going to do is again hit those edges with our Distress ink or our black magic marker or something to cover up that white. Again, we don't want that white. So we have got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 pages. So we're going to want 5 of these. 5 of these. And then, guys, if you want to add some decorative edge to your page, go ahead and again cut you down a 1 inch strip. You can do the whole 11 inch paper if you prefer. I like doing a lot of this at one time. And then get your edge trimmer, whichever one that you plan to use. If you're going to just do some loops around the edge or whatever, this is a great time now for you to go ahead and do your corner punches. Now me, I'm just going to trim out my pockets, and then I'm going to put my blood dripping in red hanging down over the edge of my paper. And then I'm going to trim it with black. If that's what you're doing, the easiest way that I've found to do that is go ahead and come on here like this. Get you about 1/8 of an inch and glue those sides down. And then just cut your other 2 edges off in your trimmer. So that way you get a nice crisp edge. And you've got a nice about 1/8 of an inch border around each one of your pockets. These are going to be. Now also, guys, what I'd like you to do is chop down some 1 by 1 inch squares. Just a 1 by 1, and just munch up about a dozen of these. And go ahead and do about 10 of those. You're going to want one on each side. What I'm wanting you to do with these is, once you get these 1 by 1s, fold them in half. And whenever we get our backing put on here, we're going to add these as shims for our pockets. So when we put our pockets on there, we get to utilize the entire strip of this paper. So again, I need you to cut, we're going to do 5 of these. So let's go ahead and do 10 1 by 1 inch strips. And then go ahead and across the bottom, do a 1 by, come in here and do about 1/2 an inch shorter than your strip that you're going to use for your pocket. And again, these are going to be, they're not shims, but you know what I mean. We're just going to use these as little hinges, like I said, for these, so that whenever we slide our tags in and stuff, we get to utilize the entire width of this pocket. So what we're going to want to do now, like I said, is go ahead and cut 5 of these and back them. If you plan to use a decorative edge on this, like I said, go ahead and cut a 1-inch trim and run this through your edge trimmer right here and just make you a big long strip of these. And then what we'll do is after we back this is we'll adhere that little decorative edge right along the edge here to your pockets. So I think I made that pretty clear there. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick and get the 5 pockets ready. Go ahead and cut 10 again, like I said, 1 by 1 inch strips. Fold them in half or squares, and then do a 1/2 inch less of the width of whatever your paper is. Okay, and you're going to need just 5 of those. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get those cut and come back, and we'll take it from there. Alrighty guys, now then we'll see how we've come along with that. This is what I have done to make it easier. I've left about 1/8 of an inch trim all around the edges of these, and then I can just come in here in the middle and just clip these apart and then cut this with my cutter to make me another 1/8 of an inch cut along here. So that's what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. And about 1/8 of an inch, we're going to go ahead and cut those. And then we're going to clip these apart, like right down the center. And that should be about 1/8 of an inch in between those as well. And this to me is just an easier way to do it. I can do them all at one time and they're done. Alrighty, there's those 3. And then we have 2 more on here. We'll go ahead and do the same thing. We want to leave about 1/8 of an inch around there on the edge all the way around. Oops. And then clip that right down the center. And we have our 5, okay? Then, with your edge pieces that you've cut out, now I did the blood droplets again, and what you'll do is if you want to have your edges sticking up like this, just go ahead and trim this piece down to where you've got about 1/2 of an inch behind your design. You understand? Like where the blood is, I've got about 1/2 of an inch underneath here. Now you can do 2 things with this. You can either do like I'm going to do and take this and fold it down over the front to where it looks like it's dripping down. Or you can put it up behind it if you've used another kind of design or whatever. Or if you're using the blood droplets here with me doing a Halloween one. The choices is yours with this. You can do exactly whatever you like to do. So I'll leave you to do that with all 5 of these. We'll go ahead and get our edges on these, and then we'll put our hinges on and start adhering these to every other page. So again, I don't want to bore you watching me adhere all of these. So as soon as I get them done, I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, this is what your pocket fronts should look like if you're doing the blood droplets like mine. This should be looking like this down the front. Or if you're sticking yours up in behind, all of your trims should be adhered as of now. You should be able to see at least 1/8 of an inch trim around your paper and the border there. Okay? Now then, if you really got what I meant a while ago, your 1 by 1 inch squares that you cut 10 of, just take those and simply fold those in half. We're going to use those on each side of our pockets. Now this is how these are going to adhere, guys. Where you fold it over, the 2 open ends of it face inwards. Okay? Take and put these on just like this, to where this is your pocket inside. You flip it over and your flap is pointing in the big part of your pocket right here. Just like that. And do that on both sides. And like I said, that way we'll be able to use the entire length of this pocket, since we really don't have a lot of room in these. So then that should look like that. Then make sure that you've got your top facing up to where when you adhere it to your page, your pocket is going to be facing up the proper way. Then take your long piece that I had you cut, that was a 1/2 inch shorter than the paper here, remember? We're going to take that and just take and cut 2 triangles off each side, just like that, okay? And then flip this over to where, again, your top is facing up, okay? And then just flip that over to yourself, just lay it down, just like that. And again, with the flap pointing inward like this. This is how this adheres, okay? And when you're done, you're going to be able to utilize the entire pocket. Your tag will just slot right down inside of this, and this is just like a pocket back here. And I'll show you again. This is the front of my pocket here. The back of it looks like this. This is the bottom with the flap going like this, and both the sides, okay? You can also take a little corner off of these upper pockets if you so wish. If they're not showing, it's not a big deal, okay? Now then, every other page at the bottom, we're going to want to adhere these. Now, if you've cut this correctly, your papers should line up on the side. See that? And you've got a little bit of black trim showing around the bottom to accentuate the edge of the pocket page there. See what I mean? Now, all we're going to put glue on, guys, is the flap, and the flap. And adhere that right to this pocket, okay? Right to that page. So, just to the flap, and the flap, okay? Make sure that your pocket is facing upwards like it's supposed to be. The top part is supposed to remain open so that you can slide your tag down in it. And just hold that down, guys. If you've got clamps, again, now would be a great time to put them on here. Go ahead and let those start adhering and move on to your next pocket. As I said, every other page, and see I have mine clamped just like this, every other page will get a pocket. So pocket that one, skip that one, put a pocket on this one, do it the same way that we did that one. Glue your hinge, put it on, making sure that you've got your top right at all times. You don't want to get that bottom one on upside down. Put in your other one, both the flaps facing inward again, and then find your top, flip it over, get your long one, go ahead and give that 2 triangular cuts again, just like that, and then glue this with your flaps facing inward like that to the bottom of your pocket, just like that, okay? And then again, you can use your clamps if you have your clamps. And we're going to do that for all 5 of these, guys. So every other page, like I said, go ahead and put your pockets together. Get your glue on your flap, your flap, your flap. Get your page. Make sure that your pocket is facing correctly and adhere it down. Get your papers lined up, your edges together, and there you go, okay? This is the top of your pocket coming into your page. And then again, go ahead and clamp, clamp, and clamp, okay? And we're going to do this for all 5 of those. So skip, hit, again, until you get all 5 of those done. And I'm not going to bore you by watching me, so I'll be back again. Corner that you want to use. Also, guys, at this time, again, I'm going to kind of make you a designer here with this. If you guys were wanting to use some of your creepy cloth and stuff now with these, what I suggest you do is like I done. I adhered one of the sides of the creepy cloth to the underside of my corner pocket here, and then trimmed a small piece of paper about a quarter of an inch to a half inch on the back of it, and clamped that off and sealed that. Then I put my shims on each side, attached that, and then pulled this really tight over here and glued it up underneath my grommet and on the bottom here, and just really pulled that tight, so that now I have the full use of this pocket here as well as my corner right there. Also, guys, if you're wanting to do that with a kind of fabric that you have, you can do the same thing. You see that I've added a little pieces of my cordboard here to finish that off on the side. Of course, that made me have a little bit smaller pocket right here, but that's fine with me because I'm just going to stick a couple of thin tags in here anyway. If you all wanted to take fabric all the way across your inner pocket, I would suggest that from the underside, like flip your fabric to where it's got a little lip to it here. Then adhere your pocket down inside of it. Stretch it over. Then flip your bottom and glue it. And then flip your side and glue it, if that kind of makes any sense at all. Kind of like this. Like if I can find the end of this. Like this is your fabric here that you've got. Kind of make a little, like glue it like that to where it will come around your edge like that. You get what I mean? And then this side here, same thing. Glue it like this. And then do your bottom up under. And it'll have it a little bit more finished look there. You know what I mean? And so you can do that. Just whatever you prefer, guys. Again, this is your book. So I'm going to let you kind of go with that. Just make sure, like I said, you pull it taut to where it's really nice and tight there, so that your tags won't just flip and flop right out. You know, you want that pulled nice and tight, but you don't want to cover up your grommet area. So that's what we're doing to the other pages, y'all. And again, I'm going to let y'all design that some and see what you come up with. And then whenever you get done with that, we're going to start working on some embellishments. Put our rings on, and then I will show y'all how to make a chunk chain, and we'll be done. You should look pretty finished whenever we get back. See you in a few.